Hello to everyone and welcome to this workshop called When Digital Twin Meets BIM. My name is Pedro Moreno and I am the Digital Transformation Manager of IDEA Ingeniería. Firstly, I would like to say thanks to everyone who has made possible this incredible event from the International Institute of Plant Engineering and Design. During the next 20-30 minutes, I'm gonna show you what happens when a digital twin focused on BIM is implemented in the oil and gas field. This is the roadmap that I'm gonna follow. Introduction, next about digital twin, next BIM to rescue, next why a methodology, and to end advantages. And to begin, I would like to show you all the works related with this project, with this real project called ILBOC Smart Factory. Because the first thing that you have to understand is that although I'm gonna show you a quite disruptive new concept of digital twin, this is a real project. Right now it is running in a factory called ILBOC. ILBOC is an oil factory located in Cartagena, the southeast of Spain, and which is a joint venture between Repsol and the South Korean company called SK. In 2019, this project got the following prizes. The first regional prize in Murcia as the best industrial engineering project, the first national prize in Spain as the best industrial engineering project, and the prize One to Watch representing Spain in the European Business Awards, EBA. And now, beginning with the concept of digital twin, the first thing that you have to understand is that right now it is, and it's gonna be, a technology trend in the coming years, as Gartner said. Also, it's gonna be one of the most transformational technologies and one that is gonna have a highest impact in the business, in the new business models. But really, what is a digital twin? A digital twin, literally, is a virtual model of a process, product, or service. It uses sensors to provide real-time data while integrating IoT, artificial intelligence, and software analytics. The data collected can be used to create a twin which can accurately predict how these processes, products, or services work, avoiding negative consequences. The problem is that, for me at least, this definition is quite incomplete. I would like to add something else. For me, a digital twin must not be based just on electronics devices and software. A digital twin has to be, above all, a collaborative, iterative work methodology. This is the most important point. But what do clients think about a digital twin? When I am in front of a client and I try to explain him the possibilities of implementing this new methodology, mainly I listen these four theoretically disadvantages. The first one is that it's too futuristic, it's an utopian technology. The second one is that it will change completely my workflows. The third one is that it's difficult to implement and hard to learn. And the last one is that it's quite expensive and it's not profitable. And then, with this theoretical disadvantage appears, is when BIM, Building Information Modeling, appears to the rescue. Here you could see this pyramid divided into 7 stages that show to the client how a digital twin can be implemented easily. The first one is the general digital consultancy. The second one is a specific digital consultancy for digital twin. The third stage is the database recompilation. The fourth stage is to put sensors it requires. The fifth stage is the IoT web platform with business intelligence. The sixth stage is the digital twin softwares. And the seventh stage is the future scalability. And now I'm gonna show you how this pyramid I showed you before can be transformed in a work planning very detailed using this funnel. From the left to the right, you have digital twin consultancy, field data extraction, field data management, 3D BIM model creation, integration, business intelligence and BIM, and digital twin software. And this is exactly the same structure that I'm gonna show you in my presentation. And now, beginning from the left of the funnel with the digital twin consultancy, which concerns to the stage 1 and 2, we're going to begin the real implementation of a digital twin based on BIM. The first stage is the general digital consultancy. Here, for instance, in Spain, you have available different reports that you can use in order of discovering how your workflow are running into your company and how your data is running from one source to other source, in order of discovering opportunities of improvement, of optimize all these workflows. Some reports are, for instance, ADA, Asesores Digitales from Red.es, Improve, and also the UNE 166.002, which is a Spanish regulation for the innovation processes. The second stage is for discovering exactly the necessities of the improvement opportunities, which can mean the implementation of a digital twin into a company. In this way, firstly, you have to try to identify the archetypes, the people which are going to have a relation with this digital twin. It doesn't matter if these people belong to the department of direction, to the technical department, or to the field department. All of them, if they have some relation with the digital twin, have to be presented in this consultancy. In this consultancy, we are going to use normally a very useful tool, which is design thinking. And from this session of design thinking, we are going to discover a lot of pains and a lot of gains which can be obtained with the implementation of this digital twin. All these opportunities at the end have to be implemented in a consolidated report to know exactly how we are going to proceed with the implementation of the digital twin. Now the following step is the field data extraction, which concerns to the stages 3 and 4. The third stage is the database recompilation. Here you have to identify all the sources where your data is collected. It could be the field level, the control level, the supervision level, the management level, or the corporative level. Depending on the level, it could be easier or more difficult to obtain this data. In this way, you will like to work with your providers, you will have to work with your development team in order of develop some APA to make possible this communication between your virtual buffer, where the data are gonna be collected and all the original sources. In this way, tools like Apache Spark or Apache Kafka could be really useful in order of getting this organization of the order data. And the fourth stage is the sensorization, if requires. Why? Because when you discover in this design thinking session all the opportunities, all the functions that you would like to obtain with this digital twin, you notice then that you don't have some data that are really important. In this way, it is possible that you have to put different kind of sensors around your plant in order of generate this data that is gonna be so useful at the end. The following step is the field data management, which concerns to the stage 5, which is IoT web platform with business intelligence. And in this stage, you are going to try to obtain real competitive advantages from this data that you have collected before. In this way, firstly, it is quite useful to make a mock-up in order of show to your client how it's going to be the dashboard that you are going to develop in order of being validated by your client, of course. Also, it's quite useful to have a repository for the version control. And of course, that if you are going to be an IT project, software like Jira, for instance, are going to be also very important for the agile management of the project, using, for instance, a framework like could be Scrum. Then, when you have everything ready, you are going to begin with the development of business intelligence. You are going to begin creating this dashboard. A dashboard that could be made with tools like Power BI, Tableau, Cooling View, or for instance with open source tools like Grafana or Apache Superset. And finally, you have to develop a JavaScript platform using Vue, React or Angular in order of getting this mobility for using this dashboard in your tablet, in your mobile phone, wherever you want, which is a feature that right now is so important in whatever kind of development. And here you could see some of the BI dashboard which has been developed by ILBOC. The first one on the left is to control the corrosion in a particular line, and the second one is a repository where you can select all the dashboard that have relation with each particular element. And to end, I'm gonna show you the last step that have relation with the BIM development and the digital twin software. And now, the first decision that you have to make is if you are gonna want a development for cloud or for desktop, depending of your security preferences in this case. And the following level is the BIM modeling and consultancy. Here, firstly, you have to identify all the client requirements that are coming from the design thinking session. Then you have to make a BIM executing plan. Then you have to make the point cloud. In other words, you have to make the fieldwork using laser scan and drone. Then you have to develop all the database that have relation with the BIM model. And finally, you have to relate it with the geometry, with the 3D. And in this way, I'm gonna get a 3D BIM model of my whole plan. Finally, I have to use my development team, a specific tool like Forge or Navisworks in order of make the connection of everything in a same platform. In other words, I have to integrate the 3D BIM model into the JavaScript platform where the BI board were integrated before. In this way, I'm gonna get my first development of a BIM digital twin. And right now, I'm gonna show you the process of how obtain this BIM model and then the development on digital twin. Here you have the result of a clean point cloud. A point cloud with was made using different technologies. We use laser scan on the field level in order of getting the maximum detail, but also we use photogrammetry, which is a technology which use photos made from drones, for instance, in this case, for generate this 3D model, and that is very useful for all these parts that could not be checked from the field level, like for instance the peak of a tank. Then you have to introduce this point cloud. It's a layer here in the modeling software. This is a very specific modeling software which has artificial intelligence in order of trying of discovering all the pipes, all the extractor of the cable tray, and all the walls. Every figures that have a particular shape can be identified with this kind of software. This is called ClearEdge, but there are many other software that can make this that can get this goal, like from Faro, from Leica, many of them, as I told you. In the next stage, you have to select right now the BIM software that you are going to use. In this case, an industrial one that is like is OpenPlan from Bentley. You have to introduce in one layer your point cloud. In the second layer, this model that you got before using this artificial intelligence. And in the third layer, you have to try to model everything that you cannot get directly, because it's a shape very particular, because it's a very specific valve. It doesn't matter. Everything that you cannot get directly, you have to model like always has been made. And here also, I'm gonna show you something that is quite interesting to make, that are 360 photos. It's a virtual tour where you can mainly solve all your doubts that you have during the modeling. When your plan is quite next to you, you don't have any problem of going to the plan regularly and try to check all the things where you have doubt, but it is very far away. This is quite useful. And here is the result using Navisworks. You can see all your plans, and here we have made a connection between the virtual model and the real model of the photos, of course. So you can find every place that you have modeled, you can check it how is in the reality. And here you can see several development of digital twin which has been made using this 3D model as main core here. And here I'm going to show you how this connection between the 3D BIM model and the BI dashboard are made. On left you have the 3D BIM model, the whole one, and on right you have a frame where you can unlock whatever kind of BI dashboard made with Power BI in this case. So if I select in this dashboard whatever ID, whatever tag, whatever element, this element automatically is going to be filtered in the 3D BIM model. Showing me also, as you can see, all the properties that have relation also in real time with this element. And also, if I select a particular element in the 3D BIM model, I am gonna obtain all the dashboard available that have relation with this element particularly. So, in a very simple way, I can control all my plan from this digital twin development. But the reality is that there are many other opportunities and many other development which can be made using the same criteria. Here you have one where we are going to connect the 3D model on the left with the planning of a new project on the right. This planning was made using Microsoft project, but you can use also, for instance, Oracle Primavera. It doesn't matter. In this way, and I'm going to be able of checking exactly where is located each word order for the day that I select, and I can check perfectly if there is any kind of class that has relation with the security or safety property that have relation with each work order. In this way, if two work orders cannot be made simultaneously, I can move one of them to other day, optimizing the times of the project. In this second tool, I am gonna connect whatever kind of database that I am generating about the control of the plan with the 3D model in the period of time, taking the data of the period of time that I prefer, that I select. In this way, I can make a comparison between two values or among several values, and you can highlight in the model the importance of this data. In this third one, development, I am gonna connect all the reports that have relation with the maintenance of equipment, for instance, it could be also for a pipe, with the 3D model. In this way, I'm gonna have all the documents that have relation with this equipment very easy to find. I am be able of discovering new relation of maintenance order. In this way, if a pump doesn't work correctly and it affects to other element, I'm going to discover it. And in the last one, I'm gonna make a development quite simple to connect my document control software, in this case could be for instance Documentum from SAP, with my 3D model. So a small icon is gonna appear over each element, and when I push in this icon, I can check all the documentation that have relation with this element, even if this documentation is not in the same folder as should be normally. And here you have other development that have relation with the status of the equipment, with the work permits, or with the criticism that have relation with an equipment if it is broken. And here you have some screenshots of the same development, but in the cloud version. Here you have the main dashboard, here you have the asset list, here you have the control panel of a pump, for instance, or here you have another screen where I connect a Power BI development with the 3D model. It's the same development, but for the cloud. And at the end, as a conclusion, what did you get really when you make this match between digital twin and BIM? At the end, you get a development that is realistic, that does not change my workflow, that is easy and quick to implement, and that is cheaper than other solutions. And to end, I would like to summarize all the main features that I have mentioned. In the operation field, plan global management, energy efficiency improvement, operational efficiency improvement, reduction of the operating cost. In the maintenance field, high-level predictive maintenance, discovery of opportunities for improvement, spares supply improvement. In the reliability field, interconnection and data traceability, future scenarios simulation, reduced downtimes. And in the health and safety field, reduction of the insurance cost, improvement of planning and safety, and working control improvement, among others. BIM Digital Twin, to end, is the perfect solution for the whole processes management in the smart factory of the present and future. And that is all. Thank you so much for your attention, and if you have whatever kind of question, please, this is the moment. Thank you so much.